the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman, and Stephen Thompson. Matt, his father Ray there firmly in his corner. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson looking to make one more run here to UFC welterweight title contention. All right, DC, here is Kamaru Usman back on the proven ground here tonight, and even dating to the Ultimate Fighter back in 2015. You got the sense pretty early on that we were looking at somebody special. He was able to cap it with a UFC championship. He's back on the horse here tonight.
He has this undying belief in himself. He believes that through hard work, all the results will show, and they have for Kamaru Usman. From the pace and pressure he put on Dos Anjos to the pace and pressure he put on Woodley, he shows now, and in those fights, why he's one of the best fighters in the welterweight division.
And he's really coming into his own when it comes to his striking. Certainly he's had a lot of standard influences in his ear. Henry Hooft, of course, Greg Jones on the wrestling side. Kamaru Usman, as he put it way back in the day, is a real problem. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight. Thompson is 4 years the elder. The rest is nearly identical. To get us started, here is
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a karate fighter, holding a professional record of 17 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Simpsonville, South Carolina, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a wrestler holding a professional record of 20 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
So Herb Dean, third man in there for this one.
Ready.
All right, so here we are, Scotiabank Arena, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the TO, baby. Nothing quite like Holland fights in front of these laggards.
One time I almost defended my belt in the 6 against Anthony Johnson. I was injured, wasn't able to compete, and Max Holloway once again showed what a champion he is by defeating Anthony Pettis in his great arena.
Usman gets caught with that punch. Not the easiest guy in the world to hit, but he got caught there.
Oh!
Lands a nice one, too. Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? Well, perhaps a sign of things to come as he lands a kick there.
Nice kick landed by this gentleman.
Oh, Father Ray liked that one. A beautiful land there by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Let's see if he can close the distance now, DC, and follow it up.
Oh,
and potentially a critical takedown here. Working on the ground here. His opponent's feet on the hips. Oh, all right, he's got the full mount now, DC, and he has proven to be a hard guy to buck off from this position.
Oh, because he's so heavy. He keeps his weight down. He really does grind on you with his bottom half. He doesn't do anything with his arms. His arms are free to punch. He's collecting you with his hips and his legs, making you make a determination as to whether or not you want to get grounded, pounded to the mat, or if you're going to give your back up, where he will then start to chase chokes.
A lot of energy expenditure defensively if you are the bottom fighter in this equation. Man, this is some serious ground and pound. He's trying to put this dude's head, like, through the canvas.
He's one of the better ground and pound fighters we have in the entire UFC, and you're seeing why.
Under 2 minutes to go. Crazy accuracy and efficiency with these ground and pound strikes here. And if you're the opponent, you got to intelligently defend or the referee's going to stop it.
You got to defend. But you can see him now starting to gain posture, and the intensity at which he's throwing these ground strikes is starting to improve. It's starting to elevate because he knows that he can get the finish.
Now look at him jumping in to try to get the finish.
While working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Usman. Back mount now. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape or maybe look for a Kimura here.
Man, this is some serious ground and pound here, DC. He's not just staying busy for the sake of staying busy. These strikes are doing damage.
Oh, yeah, no pity pat to this guy. This guy's trying to land, and he's trying to land effective strikes.
Usman's back in half guard. He's very comfortable here. And they both stand up. And he landed the right hand there. All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie. 10 seconds to go in round one. Horn sounds for the end of round one. All right, DC, let's look at some of the highlights from the last round. Lot for the replay guys to choose from.
Yeah, man, these guys stood on a quarter in the middle of the octagon. Take one to give one. Over and over, each guy landed, and they both landed very well over the course of that first round.
Round two now. Kamaru Usman, as is Stephen Thompson.
You can really limit the mobility of your opponent with those leg kicks. Nice.
Body shot now, but it's turned back by Thompson.
Good stick.
Takedown. Now we are on the ground. Now he is in his wheelhouse. We'll see if he can get one of his submissions to pop here tonight. Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. Outstanding ground and pound here. Somewhat of a lost art in MMA, at least in terms of making sure that every strike counts. Not an issue for him.
He's making every single one of them count. He is not pity-patting. He's not touching. Every punch that lands, he wants you to feel it.
All right, north-south position now, DC. We'll see how he chooses to advance from here. Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions and scrambles on the ground.
High-level grappling can really be entertaining.
Usman's right back to the full mount. Now Usman really getting the ground and pound going, DC. You got to hip escape. You got to do something to get out of harm's way.
You have to move. You have to be doing something. Usman's one of the best grapplers from the top that you've ever seen. Unbelievable awareness. Knows how to control the hips. He doesn't give you any out when he's on top of you.
Lands with the ground and pound here. All right, so pretty good damage here with the ground and pound. Nothing superficial about these strikes. They are intending to harm.
Oh, yeah, he's landing very accurately, and he's landing to get damage off.
Lands the ground and pound strike.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here, and he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by Kamaru Usman. Oh, he might be a one-eyed fighter before too long. That right eye starting to shut. Oh, now trying to isolate an arm, DC.
He needs to move his hips back to cover. He cannot allow him on that angle. He's attacking armbar now.
He might get a finish here.
Oh, now he's in trouble.
pursuit of that submission much earlier in the round, but he didn't want to rush it, so he sets it up beautifully, lets it materialize almost organically, and ultimately gets the desired result. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. He's so skilled, he's so tricky, and he's so good at weaving a web that gets you lost in it that he made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.
So a seminal moment for this fighter here tonight as he gets the win by submission. Huge victory in his career, and it'll be very interesting to see how they match-make him moving forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has called a stop to this contest, declaring the winner by tap out, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare Usman.
Well, the celebration is on in his corner, and hard to blame these guys, sort of waiting to exhale, get a huge win tonight, and not just the win, but they get it by submission.
They knew what they had in front of them. They knew how tough a competitor his opponent was, but they also knew that if they could get this fight to the ground, they could find a submission. They found a submission. He got his hand raised in the way that he loves the most.